Next, we have a report on TLC, which is Think, Learn, and Change, the program at Lemon Wire.
I think I have to keep that because it's specific.
I agree.
Was Michelle going to speak?
Change of plans.
Okay.
Evening. Mr. Steinoff is going to give an explanation of the first year, almost the ending of the first year of our new addition to our special education programming with some of our students with more challenging needs at the elementary level. At the end of his discussion, and obviously a case example from a very nice family, I will also give some recommendations about some slight changes that we're going to be doing in the future. I'll turn it over to Mr.
All right, thank you for letting me come and speak tonight. Just to kind of give you a brief overview of what we're working with at Lemon Wire in the program that we're doing is, a lot of you may know, it's a little bit of a self-contained program with students that need some more services and things like that through the special education program. I guess a lot of my big things that I try to instill within my students is going out and setting goals for themselves, setting goals that they can easily accomplish as long as long-term goals, and just slowly seeing them accomplish those little goals of just following simple directions, I think has really been beneficial to them, as well as setting a long-term goal of, by the end of the second quarter, I'm already starting to work back into the regular classroom, maybe for math or for English, and taking little baby steps. But I think some of the positive things that I think I also try to do for most of my students, I should back up a little bit. I have two groups of students, one's in the morning, one's in the afternoon. And both those groups of students, besides setting those goals, I think it was very important for me to express them. They have a second chance. I thought for them it was a big second chance. They maybe had some issues in the past. Now they come here and they have some people that believe in them again. And they're in a new environment. They were taken out of where they maybe weren't successful and put into a totally new situation, totally new school. No one knew who they were. They had the opportunity for people to believe in them again and make people think of them in a different way than what they maybe were thought of at their other school. And I guess that's what I just try to do with my students, is believe in them and show them that they can change, that they can make that change and go back to the regular classroom and be successful again. And I think the young man standing behind me has really taken that upon himself to make that change for himself. And I think he's been very successful. He started out with me at the beginning of the year and has slowly progressed to working right back into the classroom. And at the start of this week on Monday, he was back to a full time from 8 o'clock until 3 o'clock. And so I think it's been very successful. And going forward to the point, I think out of the 4 students that I'm currently working with each day, I would say at least all of them are ready to go back and could be very successful at the middle school level next year. So does anybody have any questions before I turn it over?
I've seen in the write-up, and then you used the term when you started out, self-contained. It's always referred to as self-contained. What exactly do you mean by self-contained?
What we're doing is our students are coming in at different times and they're leaving at different times. Like, for example, my morning group comes in at 8:30. So they're taking school transportation and coming in. They get there at 8:30 after the regular kids have been there, and they spend all their time in my room. And so I'm working with them specifically on their behavior, but then we also work on our daily 5, and then as well as our math. And then if we can incorporate any science activities or art activities or anything like that, then we'll bring that into the classroom. And we only have about 3 hours with them each day, so it's tough to get a lot done, but our main focus there is the behavior part.
Okay.
And just to throw the educational ease in there, I mean, self-contained basically means that they have 0 to no interaction with the regular education students as a whole. So they, one-room schoolhouse.
I see.
That's it.
Sure. Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, hit it on the head. Yeah. So, and I think it's, like I said, I think it's been very successful for most of the kids. And I guess I've set up some stepping stones for them to slowly work back into that classroom. Maybe it's only 30 minutes right away, then maybe we jump to an hour and then another hour, things like that. So.
And then it also talked about hows, which I forget exactly what that
helping others through.
Okay.
That's kind of the service learning.
And then there's the
program.
TLC. Is it all part of the same thing, or are those two separate programs? I guess I don't quite understand how it's structured.
I mean, you're used to taking teenagers on a little trip in the car, so you're probably used to the stress. No, anyway, Howells and TLC are two separate programs run in separate buildings. One, the TLC is obviously a program more directed towards very specific behaviors where they need lots of instruction in that area. Howells is also same thing, but with a component of the service learning of finding ways to have the students understand the linkage between academics and behavior with the service learning in the community. For example, going to the Chasing Daylight Animal Shelter, realizing that what I'm learning in school can actually be used in the community, or going to the Boys and Girls Club and doing things there, realizing this translates. Why I'm learning all these concepts in school actually relate to things I'm actually going to do. The connection is there to get them that re-engagement, as well as work on those behaviors and those academic areas. So again, they sound real similar, but they're kind of for two different types of students that, because there's different ways to achieve that same goal, and so one program is for one and one is for the other.
But both are being conducted by Mr. Steinhoff at the Lemon Wire? Oh,
TLC is just Mr. Steinhoff.
Okay.
At the at LaGrange School, where the Howells is located, is run by Mrs. Burkhalter.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Sir, why don't you introduce your...
Okay. The two individuals I have back here, Aaron Gross and Noah Anderson. So Noah is the one I started working with right away at the beginning of the year.
I was planning on coming by myself, and I was walking out the door, and he had asked if he could come with. So just going back a little bit to 3rd and 4th grade, it was just a struggle for him to get through the day, to even get through, just a few hours of school. Behaviorally, it was just a struggle. And it was completely different than, what I would even see at home, and it was kind of hard to figure out, what was going on. But we were kind of at our last straw thinking, what are we going to do, because this just isn't working. And so we, my husband and I, we talked about, hiring someone to do homeschool, or, an option, a school in Black River was kind of something we had talked about. And then this program came up, and he started out just, 3 hours a day, and, he'd get put in the class after a while of being successful. He'd get put in the classroom with the rest of the 5th grade class for a while, and just, time kept getting added on, and he enjoys being at school. He did in 3rd and 4th grade too, but something just wasn't right. And so he really got a fresh start with this program, and it's been a blessing, and we're just so thankful for it. I don't think I haven't got one phone call the entire year that he's been in trouble. Mr. Steinhoff, I just think is perfect for this program, because I think these kids really look up to him and see him as a role model. He's just exactly what I pictured before he was chosen. He's been wonderful. And even Mrs. Seiler, I have to say too, the 5th grade teacher, she's just so positive and encouraging. And so we're just proud of him, and it's a wonderful program. I wish, it would have been around before for other students, because we didn't know how it was going to be, how are you going to go to the middle school, we would ask him. But now I think it's going to be positive, and I see a very successful person. So thank you.
Thank you for, yeah. Go ahead.
Does Noah want to talk?
No thanks.
No, thank you.
thank you for sharing that. We try new programs. You never know if they're going to work, new things, innovative things, and so we do get feedback from our staff, but to have the parent and student come and give us direct feedback, it really helps us. I mean, it's great to hear success stories, and we need that feedback to know whether or not to continue things. So it's very nice of you to come and speak to us on it.
For having us.
Thank you for working so hard.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
So, sorry. And again, one of the key points, Ryan, I'm not done with you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Ryan, how many behavior referrals have you entered? Have you done this year that you sent to the office?
Off the top of my head, I want to say about 5.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, and again, why did I ask him? Because I didn't have the time to do my homework and actually pull it up in Infinity myself. So you're looking at a good example, as I'm not speaking about this, Sean, but just as a whole for some of these students in these self-contained, these very intensive programs. And you're looking at a student that used to have 100, okay, in last year. Okay, I mean, we're talking daily or every other day behavior referrals that had to be worked on. Okay, and now we're looking at 5 for 5 students. Correct, 5 students. Thank you. For just that one program. And what does that do? That not only helps the learning of our needy students, but it also helps learning for all students. Okay, because this really is about the district. The one thing I would like to propose is a change from what we originally had talked about. When we had set this up. When we originally had talked about it, when there was a chance for a student to be reintegrated back into the regular education environment, we talked that we'd like to send them back to their home school. Okay? We've realized that was a mistake, and we're asking you to let us reintegrate them back into Lemonwire, because that's where the supports are, that's where their trials are, where they're getting a chance to see what it's like. After I've learned how to handle all my and I've improved myself, I'm practicing in that school. If you pull me out and put it in a different school, you're adding another transition onto a student. We believe that we made a mistake by recommending that, but again, we had never done anything like this before, so we were giving you the information we thought was best. We'd like to say, if they do reintegrate back, we want to integrate them back in the school that they're actually in, not their home school. And I hope that's okay with you.
Seems to make sense to me. I don't know that any formal action is necessary for that.
We just want you to know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. It's good that you're sort of learning from, real experience and adapting the program to what makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.